Hello, everyone, and welcome into the All Things Life and Sports podcast with Colin Thomas. That's me. I'm your host, Colin Thomas. Y'all know at the start of every episode, we do the Gator Chomp. We do the Gator Chomp. Who said we were going to lose to UCF? Who? Now let me chill because I'm probably one of the ones that thought that. But let's get into it. We are back up at it, back up and running. Got my Spotify going. This podcast will be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you're a YouTube person, if you just want to sit here and watch me talk, you can sit here and watch me talk. But let's get into it. The Gators got the W. The Jaguars got the W. Y'all can see it. We repping. You know we repping. See, when you come out and perform and play like you're supposed to, come out and perform and play like you need to, we happy. The week is great. We looking forward to the season, to the next game. You know what I'm saying? Can we get this each week? As a Jaguar fan, as a Gator fan, I was hurting. I thought this was going to be a horrific fall for me. But let's get into it. Let's get into the Jaguars. Trevor showed out maybe one of Trevor's best games as a Jaguar. He went 28 of 34 with 371 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Hey, we all had those moments. We all had those bad throws. He's an NFL quarterback. It's going to happen. But let's talk. Tank Bigsby showed out. BTJ showed out. Trayvon Walker showed out. Cam Little, the rookie kicker you just drafted. I mean, we talk about Baki. Ventrell Miller showed out. I mean, we talk about Baki, I want to, but guys he's drafted, especially guys like the Tanks, the Ventrells, the Cams, who you may say, why did we go there? Why did we pick that player? They've been showing out. They've been balling. Ventrell back-to-back, 2 games back-to-back. He's like a heat seeker. He's like a laser. And guess what he is? He's a Gator. Hey, that rhyme. He's a heat seeker. He's a laser. He's a laser. He's a Gator. But Tank Bigsby, I know at the end of in the press conference, Doug continued to reiterate, continued to say, ETN is our guy. No, he's not. Because if I give you these numbers, ETN only had 6 carries for 17 yards. Tank, 13 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tank has the perfect name for how he plays, especially on those touchdown runs. He literally runs like a tank. So Doug can say all he wants. Tank, ETN's our guy. I don't think so. You can't say in one breath, or we're gonna do the two running back system. We're gonna use both. We both need their legs, but still continue to say ETN is your guy when the numbers show otherwise. Then BTJ is coming on the scene. BTJ looks to be like our #1 receiver as a rookie. Brian Thomas Jr., 5 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. He's gotten loose pretty much every game we've had this season. This is kind of what he said. He's going to be that deep threat. He's going to be that spectacular catch. Hey, how many of y'all play college football? You know, in the receiver, you got that spectacular catch rating. BTJ need to be at least a 90. You know what I'm saying? So he has that ability to take the top off the defense. And for those of us that like I said, we weren't really familiar with your game, bro, we familiar with it now to the point where I want a BTJ jersey. I said it when we drafted them, but I want a BTJ jersey. And it's funny because my last name is Thomas, so it just equals out. But BTJ, 5 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. is 7th in receiving yards, 22 receptions, 397 yards, 3 touchdowns. That leads all rookies. When have the Jaguars been able to say we had a wide receiver, anybody who led the league at any point, top 10 out of all receivers, that's veterans, rookies, anybody, and leads all rookies in a category? When can we say we've drafted a player that has done that? So you went out, you got looks like to be a guy who can be your #1 receiver for Trevor. We went out and did that. Defensively, horrible. And then we won the game 37-34. Alec Pierce got loose. Joe Flacco just continues to obliterate this defense. I don't get it. I won't understand it. I don't get how. I don't know. We don't get it. I mean, the defense, y'all got me about to fight fellow Jaguar fans continuously defending y'all. And I'm not saying they don't need to get better. I've said it in my previous podcast. The Jaguars defense needs to be better. But the way people were talking, it was just like everything wrong is just on the defense, and that's not the case. So, but that game, had we lost that game, that for sure would have been on the defense. I mean, they cut to Ryan Nielsen on the sideline. The man looked like he was just I don't even know how to say it. The man was just distraught, like he was just head was down. I mean, he was just like this right here. I would be too, bro, because I mean, I can't keep defending it. Had we lost that game, I would have not been able to defend it. I'm sure you can go through my tweets. You can see how I've been tweeting about the defense previous game. I'm sure I ain't say nothing because it's nothing for me to defend. That was horrible. But all in all, you have those bright spots out of the defense. Again, Ventrell Miller showed. Trayvon Walker finally 3 sacks. Could have had 4, but somehow Flacco got rid of the ball. Trayvon had 3 sacks after all the talk. Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, we can't go one game and still say that was not a bad pick. I don't want to really go on the bad pick side yet because I like Trayvon. I'm a fan of Trayvon. He from Georgia. I'm from Georgia. He pretty much we already gonna pretty much have that. But the 1 3-sack game ain't gonna really get you in that stratosphere back to saying we were good in picking him over Aiden Hutchinson. But nonetheless, he did it. So now, previewing. The Jaguars now go to London. They have 2 back-to-back games in London. The Bears, then the Patriots. Could we come back from London at 3-4 after a horrible start to the season? If you look at our games, as much as we're 1-4, we could easily be 4-1. We're not. So could we come back to the United States of A 3-4 against 2 teams in the Bears and the Patriots who just lost to the Dolphins? Now, previewing, our defense is going to have to hold that Bears offense. I get it. Caleb Williams has struggled, but our defense is dead last in passing D. We're 31st in total D and 9th in rushing defense. Okay? We just saw how Caleb put up those numbers against the Panthers. Now, again, it's the Panthers. But Andy Dalton came in and got a win. So it's not like the Panthers are just low, like they're just throwing the season away. No. Could Caleb Williams have found his mojo against the Panthers? Again, like I said last week with Graham playing against Mississippi State, it don't matter as athletes. I'm telling y'all, as athletes, y'all may say as fans, oh, that's a sorry team. You played a dirt team. If you're a player that's trying to find your way, trying to find your confidence, any game, any team you go against, to where you can get that mojo and that confidence going, that's going to help you. You don't care who it's against. It's like Graham. Look how he played against UCF. I told y'all, if he can use that confidence and momentum against Mississippi State, carry it over to UCF, who's to say Caleb Williams won't carry that confidence from the Panthers over to us with a sorry pass defense? So I don't think this game is going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. I don't think this game is going to be we should run away with it because Caleb Williams is a rookie. The Bears passing defense, the Bears have won a top 10 defense overall. They're 7th in total D, 6th in passing D for a Jaguar team that we just found our way offensively. But the Bears actually have a good passing defense. So 7 total, 6 passing, 18th rushing. So what do we need to do? We need to run the ball, keep the time possession. Again, I said it. Run the ball with Tank Bigsby. Run the ball with ETN, but more so get that more to Tank Bigsby. That man is on a mission. Obviously, clearly, he's the hot hand. Give Tank the ball. And for y'all fantasy managers, I had him on my thing. I dropped him. I said, I'm going to drop him. They're going to get ETN. And I just picked him back up. Luckily, I was on the bye and I was able to get him. Because, again, ain't nobody paying attention to the Jaguars. Ain't nobody paying attention to Tank Bigsby. But I am. So, give the ball to Tank Bigsby. For the fantasy people out there, go pick up Tank Bigsby. Run the ball. Do not go away from the run against the Bears. Keep Caleb and them off the field. Now, our offense, we're going to have to keep our performance up. Because we're going against our defense who can't hold but their defense can hold. So somebody gonna have to put. So we gonna have to put up some points. I'm sorry. I feel like with mobile quarterbacks, I don't know if Ventrell, we keep him in there and keep playing. I think he'll be able to hold. Be able to be in there with Caleb Williams, but. Yeah, our offense this week, I feel like we're still gonna have to put up points because our pass defense is just not good. They gonna give up something. And again, we're dead last. Panthers D wasn't dead last. Somehow Caleb found his mojo against them. So it's gonna be a fight again. I don't think it's gonna be easy. Pretty much all our games have been close. So I'm saying, like, at this point, even coming into the season, I said we should win the division. We should win handedly. Every quarterback in our division is a second-year quarterback. And again, Colts fans, I tried to tell y'all about y'all quarterback. Y'all ate me up before the season. I tried to tell y'all about y'all quarterback. Injuries, and he's inconsistent. Every time a backup comes in, they play better than Anthony Richardson. I said, at the end of the season, the Colts are going to be regretting the Anthony Richardson pick. How did the backups come in and look better than him? Hell, when your own division is saying, no, let AR play, do not start Flacco, let AR play, that should tell you something. But anyway, that's not here nor there. We're going to have the opportunity to come back from London 3-4. You got the Bears and the Patriots. Again, that Bears game is not going to be as easy as it may look or as it may seem. That's not going to be an easy game. That could be what you call a trap game, but who are we to be trapping anybody? Again, we are a 1-4 team. I can easily say we should be this, we should be that, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we're not. We're 1-4. So the Bears looking at us like, shit, this is an easy game. I don't care who on the other side. So now, but I do have the Jaguars winning against the Bears. I do have us beating the Patriots as well, coming back to the States 3-4. Get things going. Only one team has made it to the playoffs after starting 0-4 in the season since 1992. So we got a tough task ahead of us. We're gonna need some other teams to put some L's on the Texans. But it's like the Jaguars last season. Hell, we controlled our own destiny. We scored that shit. The Texans control their own destiny. We just gotta hope they scoring that shit, but we still gotta do our part like they did last year. So getting into the Gators. The Gators beat UCF. I feel like it was dominant. We mollywopped them. Only thing, we just couldn't put up no more points in the second half. But that Gator defense, kudos to that Gators defense after hearing all the shit talked about y'all all season, warranted. But I still said the offense needed to help them out. The offense did not help them out in the second half, but we somehow found a way to still stop UCF. We didn't fold because the offense couldn't produce, which is what seemed to have happened in previous games. So Billy players, who was that? Was it Gomes, Billy, Mertz, in the post-game press conference stated, all of them pretty much said that bye week, those practices in the bye week, they competed, they went hard. It wasn't no bye. They still was competing like they had a game. Probably worse because you didn't have no game, so you can really go hard. But at the same time, still having time to recover. Whatever it took for y'all to come out and play like that, we gonna need that coming into the season. Cause for the rest of the season, pretty much. Because our next 4 games, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas. So whatever competitions, however y'all had it set up, good on good, we gonna need that for the next 4 season. For the next 4 games. Coming in, UCF was a top-ranked rushing team. After KJ Jefferson absolutely obliterated us last season, we had him 12 or 22. 165 yards in the interception. I told y'all in my preview, it's almost like I be knowing what I'm talking about, bro. I told y'all, if y'all can hold him rushing, hold Harvey rushing, like Colorado was able to, keep us on the field, offense produce, we will win the game. If the defense doesn't give up any big plays, we will win the game. And again, looking at the score, because our offense dropped off in the second half, had we gave up big plays, we would have lost that game. It was 24-13. We helped the rushing attack down. RJ Harvey only went 1675 touchdown. So we was able to hold that down. But again, I also forewarned and I said, who did the UCF Knights play? I told y'all they ain't play nobody. They played 2 reputable teams in the Colorado and Florida, and what, back-to-back L's. So I told y'all they ain't played nobody. So how skewed is that number 1 rushing? Is that how much of that is that? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into that more, because same thing in Tennessee, if you really look at their numbers and you look at who they play when we preview the Gators versus Tennessee. But Graham did pretty solid. I mean, 19 of 23, 179 yards and a touchdown. Then you got Latway, 4 for 4, 50 yards. Now, bright spots on the offense. Again, I like the 2 QB system. We're going to do it. I want to see Latway run more. I know he can throw, but I want to see more of that run package, that run game. Use his legs, keep the defense honest, throw him off guard. They know he can throw. See, like, more so he getting there to throw than to run, which is cool, but I want to see more of that run game, that packet, that RPO. You know what I'm saying? So, but bright spots for the offense. Tank Hawkins, you got Trey Wilson out. You got the injuries. I believe Mizell's also out injured. So Tank Hawkins, freshman, comes in and plays well as well. Speedy, quick. Got to find him ways to get the ball. I'm sorry, but if you look at our receiving core on the Gators, you got DK, Mizell, Trey Wilson, Badger, Tank, Bordenham, Hanson. Honestly, if you look at it, we got a lot of quick dudes, fast dudes, and then your tight ends. We got a great receiving core, man. We can figure out offensively how to get all of them involved. Who is your go-to guys? Like, get basically the core, but still find ways to get guys like Tank the ball. You know what I'm saying? We have a great receiver core, and pretty much all these mofos fast and quick, bro. But again, like I said, that second half, the drop off offensively, we cannot have that going against Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, FSU. No matter how sorry they get, that's still a rivalry game. You cannot have that drop off offensively. We are going to have to put up points going forward in these games, because you cannot continue to allow that. You can't continue to expect that our defense will hold these teams to 13 points. Kentucky held Georgia, what was it, 14-13? We can't continue. We can't expect that out of our defense every game after I'm pretty only much getting it one game. That's why I pretty much, when we in previewing this offense, we're going to have to score some points, because I'm going to have to see it consistently from the defense before I officially say, okay, they figured it out, they're good, so on and so forth. Now, coming up, you got Tennessee. Obviously, you got Texas. They're the number 1 team. You got Georgia. That's a rivalry. They're the 5th ranked team, and they already got an L, so you know they pretty much trying to win out on the season. You got Kentucky, who only lost 1 point to Georgia. They upset Ole Miss. Again, I feel like this was the year we'll finally beat Kentucky after how they played against South Carolina. But obviously, that's not the case. That's not going to be no easy game either. Then you got Tennessee, who's number 8 and just lost to Arkansas. So you know they're coming in hot. They coming in ready. So we're going to have to be in our P's and Q's. Like I said, defense, going to have to hold. But the offense is going to have to score, because we cannot expect our defense to do anything against this Tennessee offense. Tennessee is ranked 5th in total offense. They're 4th in passing offense and 5th in rushing offense. Our Gator defense, total D, 97th. Passing D, 84th. Rushing D, 92nd. So, and looking at that, who we think who's stopping who? Tennessee's defense, total D, 2nd. Passing D, 15th. Rushing D, 2nd. So it's going to be hard to run on them. Our offensive rankings, total O, 69th. Passing O, 35th. Rushing O, 86th. So looking at those numbers, listening to those numbers, this bodes for a blowout. This bodes for our defense can't stop their offense, and our offense don't look like they're going to do nothing against their defense. But same thing like I said about UCF. Who has Tennessee played? Tennessee has played Chattanooga, NC State, Kent State, and then you get into the SEC, the medio schedule, Oklahoma and Arkansas. They beat Oklahoma 25-15. Your first real test was a close game. You blew everybody out 4-10. I'm talking about blew everybody. I think they won one game 71-0. You blew everybody out. Then you get your first test against a team just in the SEC. You win 25-15. Now that's still a dub. You still put up 25, but you ain't blow them out. Then a week right after that, your next real test in the SEC, a team who's been in the SEC, you lose 19-14. So your first test, close win against Oklahoma. The test after that, you got an L after you had been demolishing everybody. So just how much are these numbers skewed when you only when you beat a team 71-0? Then one team only put up 59-3. Of course your defense is going to be second. Of course your offense is going to be fifth. So, and then you got an Arkansas team who should have beat Oklahoma State. They lost close to Texas A&M. They beat Tennessee. So, and look at the blueprint of the Arkansas game. They led time of possession by over 10 minutes. Arkansas held the ball for 35 minutes. Tennessee had the ball 24 minutes. That's that spacing, that running gun, that shoot. If you don't hit, you don't hit. But the Gators D continue to compete. Whatever it took y'all to do to get y'all mind right against UCF, come do that same week for Tennessee. Stop the explosives. We cannot allow these big explosives, these blown coverages. If we can stop the explosives, get off the field, let our offense come on the field, run the ball, put up points. Again, their last two SEC test shows it does not have to be a shootout. It's not going to be a shootout. If our defense can get out the field and our offense can keep them honest and continue to put up points, it'll be a good game. Like, it'll be a close game. It ain't got to be no game. Again, like a lot of people say, oh, Tennessee put up points, it's going to be a shootout, it's going to be a shootout. It don't have to be no shootout. If that defense can come out and perform like how they did against UCF, it's going to be a good, tight, close game. Again, nobody had us beating Tennessee last year. Just like nobody got us beating them this year. We won 2 back-to-back games, coming off 2 back-to-back wins. Keep the momentum going. Keep the thing going. They know, they've said it multiple times in the press conferences. They know we're coming into the hard part of the schedule. Now, before we get into the NFL, before we transition into kind of where I said my picks were 5 games in, I picked who I was going to have winning the different divisions. Before we transition to that, listen to this message from our sponsor over at Katie's Creations. For those of y'all listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, you can follow her. She does hand crocheted hats, custom hats. If any of you got specific colors, she already has some posted as to what she's done already. You can follow her on IG at taranja.leela_. It's TURANGA.Leela, LEELAH_ It's TURANGA.Leela, LEELAH_ And on Facebook, Caitlin Green, KAITLIN, then the color green. For those of y'all on the YouTube, check this message out. What's up, you guys? Checking in with a message from the sponsor here at Katie's Creations. We're in football season. It's starting to get a little chilly. If you're a Jag fan, if you're a Gator fan, or any fan of any college or NFL team, get at Caitlin Green, who creates handmade, hand crocheted hats. I asked her to do these for me because these are my 2 teams. This is a lock sock. This is just your regular ruffle beanie. You don't have to get ruffles. She does have some without ruffles, just flat brim beanie. Get at her. Instagram, taranja.leela_. For those of you that don't anime, I'll put it on the screen for you. taranja.leela_ on Instagram, and Facebook, Caitlin Green. Again, I'll put it down on there for y'all. Katie's Creations, get at her, DM her, get your hat. Now, coming in, looking into where we are now in the season, in the NFL season. Before my season, my preseason picks for the AFC East, West, North, and South, I had the Jets winning the AFC East. I had the Chiefs winning the AFC West. I had the Bengals winning the AFC North. And I had the Jaguars winning the AFC South. For the NFC, I had the Cowboys winning NFC East. I had the 49ers winning NFC West. I had the Lions winning NFC North. and I had the Falcons winning the NFC South. Now, where are we now? 5 games into the season. Where are we now? Leading the AFC East, the Bills, 3-2, Jets, 2-3. They play this Monday night. Bills are coming off 2 back-to-back losses. As much as my heart want to say the Jets gonna win because I picked them to win the division, I think the Bills gonna pull it out. They're coming off 2 back-to-back losses. Jets just fired their head coach. That's not a team. The Bills aren't a team that they're gonna get that right and win that game. Chiefs, shocking, 5-0, 5-0. But again, also shockingly, the Broncos are 3-2, second in the division at this point. On the AFC North, I had the Bengals winning that, but the Ravens are leading 3-2, Bengals 1-4. Joe Burrow just cannot catch a break. I mean, cannot catch a break. Had the Bengals won this past Sunday, both of them would be 2-3. Now, Steelers lead at 3-2. The Steelers are not going to win the division. They're not going to win that division. Both of those teams could be 2-3. Why would they run the ball back to back to back to back? You bring the offense back on the field after Lamar's fumble, just to do some little, like, come on, run. You know, I'm saying the game ain't over. Play the game. Then look at you, boom, buddy fumble the snap, can't make that. I said Joe Burrow just can't catch a break. And you seen T. Higgins reported he was mad about the aggression, the lack of aggression at the end of the game, because what was that? Just some 2 little horrible little dinky runs. Like, come on, play. The game is not over. You didn't want to get no more yards. You didn't want to try to get a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell by the play calling that they had already, and it's no wonder you lost. But anyway, AFC South, I had the Jaguars winning. Texans are currently winning division 4-1, and that was a close game. That is a game we should have won. The defense allowed them to drive the field and score. Again, like I said, Jaguars were 1-4, but that easily could be flipped to 4-1. I mean, easily. If you look at our games, there are games we were leading and had chances to game-winning drive. Dolphins, we had that the whole game, and we give it up. The Browns defense showed up, offense didn't show up. We had that. The Texans, we had that. Almost lost to the Colts. Almost gave up to the Colts. Bills, that's a L. That's an automatic. That's no close. That was a L. But that's why I said, like, we're 1-4. We easily could be 4-1. But again, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If ifs were filled, what they say, we all be drunk. We're not 4-1. We're 1-4. We can come back from the States to the States, 3-4. NFC East. I had the Cowboys winning. They're 3-2, but currently the Commanders and rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels currently lead that division. Now, looking at their schedule, I think the schedule that they have remaining are pretty much easier. Commanders, depending on where you rank teams, they may have a harder schedule, but I don't know. I just don't think the Commanders. I don't think the Commanders gonna pull out that division. I'm sorry. It might not even be the Cowboys. It could be the Eagles, but I don't think the Commanders gonna pull out that division. For the NFC West, I had the 49ers winning. They're tied the Seahawks, both 3-3, but they just beat the Seahawks, so they had an edge over them. NFC North, I'm sure nobody picked this. I'm sure a lot of y'all had either Lions or Packers winning that division. I had the Lions, who are currently 3-1. Vikings 5-0. They play each other on Sunday, so that's going to be very interesting. And lastly, the Falcons, I had them winning the division. They're currently leading. They're 3-2, and they just beat the Bucks again. If the Falcons, if they don't win that division, I said before the season they should win that division, bro. You bring in Kirk Cousins, pay him all that money, y'all got to win that division. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all for those of y'all that are over on Spotify podcasts, wherever you get your podcast listening. And thank y'all for those on YouTube that if you just want to watch me talk, appreciate you as well. Thank y'all so much. Remember, make sure everything done before you try to have fun. Peace.